Unemployment is low because everyone has two jobs. Unemployment is low because people are working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and can barely feed their kids. Yes, but I also think that what people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is just an increasing crisis of humanitarian condition.
If she had some deprogramming, she could be such a fantastic candidate.
What do you mean deprogramming?
Well, she just doesn't, she's never going to resonate with people outside of the bubble that she lives in the very, very far left.
Well,
and that, I mean, the New York Times, of all people, the people I've been like squabbling with for the last 7, 8, 10 years, whatever, when I was all about, Democrats have gone too far left, they just put out a huge editorial basically saying exactly what I've been saying.
What, that she's too far left?
Yes.
Bill Maher isn't holding back at all, and this time AOC is right in the spotlight. According to Maher, she may fire up the Democratic base, but that doesn't mean she's the right choice for a national race in 2028. He made that point loud and clear, and he didn't apologize for a single word. While AOC continues to energize progressive supporters, Maher believes her appeal drops sharply once you move beyond that crowd. So if you enjoy heated political debates and sharp commentary, stick around because this story is only getting started.
It's not about the big crowds that come out to you when you're talking in a festival or wherever they are. I think it's because I think Bernie showed up at Coachella. That must have been fun for the fans. It's who shows up on Election Day. And I just don't see that's the ticket. I mean, Cory Booker, I know you've worked with him. I like Cory a lot from my home state of New Jersey. Made a speech for 25 hours. Again, just whacking each other off. This is just not what's going to get the job done.
Here's the reality. Many liberals are drawn to AOC because she represents the values they strongly believe in. She speaks passionately about free speech, immigration, and many of the causes that are popular among progressives. Within that political circle, her message connects powerfully. But critics argue that things change when those ideas reach mainstream America. Outside of progressive spaces, many voters see some of these positions very differently. Working families, middle-class voters, and suburban communities often view these ideas with skepticism rather than excitement. Critics believe many Americans worry that some of these policies move too far away from traditional values and practical solutions. And when election season arrives, those concerns often show up at the ballot box.
Other Democrats are watching their words.
I think it's certainly possible, but I'm not sure. I mean, I cannot think of or point to any individuals who have said that. I do think that there are Democratic members of Congress who are preparing for that possibility.
How do they prepare?
I think they look to the possibility of litigation. I think they're saying, do we have the best teams possible in order to carry out our work?
Some Republican, or many perhaps, will be watching this, listening to this, and thinking, wait a minute, actually, you're the ones who are prosecuting us. You are the guys who are weaponizing the Justice Department. How would you respond to somebody who may be thinking that?
In what way? In what way?
According to critics, one of the biggest challenges facing AOC is credibility. She often argues that Donald Trump used the justice system to target political opponents, a claim that resonates with many of her supporters. But critics quickly point out what they see as a major contradiction. They argue that numerous legal cases were also brought against Trump during the Biden-Harris years, and many Americans viewed those efforts as politically motivated. Whether people agree or disagree, the perception became part of the national conversation. Critics say that when AOC condemns one side for actions they believe both parties have engaged in, it comes across as hypocrisy. And for voters searching for honesty and consistency, that can become a serious problem.
The very presence
Putting Trump on trial would be their example, I suppose.
Yes, I mean, here's the deal. In the United States, there is a jury where we are judged by our peers, and he was found guilty in court on 34 felony charges.
if people want to say it was weaponized, I mean, it is hard-pressed to say that there's a partisan argument for it.
To many viewers, Bill Maher put AOC in a difficult position during this debate. He pressed her on the large number of legal battles involving Trump and questioned whether politics played a role. Critics felt that AOC, normally known for quick responses and confidence, struggled to answer those challenges effectively. They believed she searched for a way to redirect the conversation, but never fully escaped the issue. Supporters may see it differently, but critics argue the moment highlighted the risks of relying too heavily on prepared talking points. In high-pressure political discussions, they say facts matter just as much as passion. And in that exchange, they felt Maher had the stronger argument.
Unemployment is low because everyone has two jobs. Unemployment is low because people are working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and can barely feed their kids.
Everybody's an idiot except for me.
Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist in the world. When this country
It is the system that, unlike all the others, has lifted more people out of poverty over the course of human history than any other system.
Well, so I think that those things that you talk about, that you discuss, are part of the course of human evolution. Yes, but I also think that what people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is just an increasing crisis of humanitarian condition.
Critics also argue that AOC often responds to difficult questions with long explanations that sound impressive, but leave people more confused than informed. Instead of directly addressing tough issues, they believe she sometimes uses complicated language to avoid giving a clear answer. And when she does offer a direct response, critics claim it can contain mistakes that weaken her credibility. This is one of the biggest reasons Bill Maher frequently challenges her. He has argued that political leaders should be willing to admit when they don't know something rather than trying to talk their way around it. According to Maher, honesty and clarity matter more than polished speeches, and he believes those qualities are often missing from AOC's responses.
If she had some deprogramming, she could be such a fantastic candidate.
What do you mean deprogramming?
Well, she just doesn't, she's never going to resonate with people outside of the bubble that she lives in the very, very far left.
Well,
and that, I mean, the New York Times, of all people, the people I've been squabbling with for the last 7, 8, 10 years, whatever, when I was all about, Democrats have gone too far left, they just put out a huge editorial basically saying exactly what I've been saying.
what, that she's too far left?
Yes.
Bill Maher has repeatedly argued that AOC's biggest obstacle isn't her personality or communication style. In his view, the real issue is her political ideology. Critics say many of her positions on race, gender, education, and the economy sit far outside the political center where national elections are usually decided. While those ideas may excite progressive activists, they often struggle to connect with moderate voters. Critics believe that many Americans simply do not see themselves reflected in the political direction she promotes. According to this argument, winning national elections requires building support across a broad coalition, and they believe AOC's approach makes that much harder.
Top 10% pay 72% of all federal income taxes, and the bottom half, 3%. The Democratic Socialists talk about socialism like we don't already have a lot. Social Security, unemployment, Medicare, nutritional assistance, Medicaid, Obamacare, disability, housing subsidies. Again, not against it, just the same question. How can you be soaking the rich and failing the poor?
Bill Maher also pushed back against one of AOC's most popular arguments, raising taxes on the wealthy. It's a message that receives loud applause from progressive audiences, but Maher argues the issue is more complicated than it sounds. He points to tax data showing that higher income earners already contribute a large share of federal tax revenue. His question is simple. If the government already collects enormous amounts of money, where is that money going? According to Maher, the bigger issue may not be how much money is collected, but how effectively it is spent. He argues that increasing taxes alone won't automatically solve deeper problems involving government efficiency and spending priorities.
Here's the truth. You're not going to get health care to these people by threatening to tax and eat the rich. You raise billionaires' taxes, they just leave the state. Or they leave the country. Or in some cases, the planet. I kid Elon, but he had a good idea recently that might be apropos here. During the recent government shutdown, he volunteered to pay all the TSA workers himself, with couch money.
Maher's message to supporters of higher taxes is straightforward. He argues that if governments continue increasing taxes on wealthy individuals and businesses, some of them may choose to relocate elsewhere. According to critics, this is already happening in places like California and New York, where some business owners and high-income residents have moved to states with lower taxes. Supporters of higher taxes disagree with that interpretation, but Maher believes the trend deserves attention. His argument is that economic policy must balance revenue collection with incentives that encourage investment, business growth, and job creation.
AOC says so many people in this country hate women. Oh, geez. Even the guy at the party who pulls out a guitar is like, way to ruin the fun. All the talk about fighting for the soul of America, nobody seems to like it very much. Too many liberals give the impression that to them, America is just a big, ugh. The red, white, and ew. A country that started out bad and will always be bad.
Then came one of the most controversial points in the discussion. AOC suggested that sexism played a major role in Kamala Harris's election loss. Critics immediately pushed back against that claim. They argued that voters were judging Harris based on her performance, policies, and public image rather than her gender. They pointed to concerns about border policy, public appearances, and her connection to unpopular political positions. Critics believe reducing the entire election outcome to sexism ignores many other factors that influenced voters. In their view, the situation was far more complicated than a single explanation could capture.
You know who loves this country? You know who's not constantly complaining about what happened 200 years ago and who's not obsessed with seeing America through shit-colored glasses and shaking off the stench of what irredeemable, privileged assholes we are? Immigrants. Ask any of them why they came here, and they will tell you the same thing. Ron DeSantis put me on a plane.
And that brings us to Bill Maher's overall argument. He believes AOC remains highly popular within progressive circles, but faces major challenges when it comes to winning support across the broader country. From disagreements over legal issues and taxation to debates about elections and cultural politics, Maher argues that many of her strongest qualities among activists become weaknesses with moderate voters. Critics say she excels at energizing a passionate base, but national leadership requires appealing to people far outside that group. Whether people agree with Maher or not, his message is clear. Winning applause from supporters and winning a national election are two very different things. And with that, we wrap up today's story. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.